BRICS nations reaffirms its unwavering commitment to prevent and counter threat of terrorism. No let-up in COVID-19 situation across the country. Recovery rate improves to 77.23%. And Indian Council of Medical Research issues a new advisory on COVID-19 testing strategy, allowing testing on demand for individuals. Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Hansraj, and now the details. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and his Chinese counterpart General Wei Fenghe had frank and in-depth discussions about the developments in the India-China border areas as well as on India-China relations. The two ministers met in Moscow yesterday on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting. The Defense Office said Singh emphasized that the actions of the Chinese troops of amassing a large number of troops and unilateral aggressive behavior were in violation of the bilateral agreements. Singh categorically conveyed India's position on the India-China border areas in the last few months. He said that India is determined to protect India's sovereignty and territorial integrity at any cost. Meanwhile, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today held a crucial meeting with Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, Chief of Defence Staff Bipin Rawat, Army Chief M.M. Naravane and Director General of Military Operations. Teachers' Day is being celebrated throughout the country today. The day is celebrated on the birth anniversary of educationist and former President Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. President Ramnath Kovind has said that teachers are the true nation builders who lay the foundation of character building in our sons and daughters to make them enlightened citizens. Speaking after virtually presenting national awards to teachers on the occasion of Teachers' Day today, Kovind said, "Only good buildings, expensive equipments or facilities do not make a school." President said that teachers should be at the center of fundamental changes being made in the education system. He said, according to the new education policy, every possible step needs to be taken to enable teachers. President Kovind opined that the newly introduced policy is an endeavor to prepare our children for future needs and has been designed after considering the opinion of various stakeholders.
अपने विकास के लिए शिक्षा में हो रहे बदलावों के बारे में जानना होगा और इसके लिए लगातार डिजिटल तकनीक का उपयोग करना होगा। हमें यह भी सुनिश्चित करना है कि डिजिटल माध्यम से पढ़ाई करने के साधन ग्रामीण, आदिवासी और दूर दराज के क्षेत्रों में भी हर वर्ग के हमारे बेटे बेटियों को प्राप्त हो सके। शिक्षा व्यवस्था में किए जा रहे बुनियादी बदलावों के केंद्र में अवश्य शिक्षक ही होने चाहिए। नई शिक्षा नीति के अनुसार शिक्षकों को सक्षम बनाने के लिए हर संभव कदम उठाए जाने की आवश्यकता है। इस नीति के अनुसार हर स्तर पर शिक्षण के पेशे में सबसे होनहार लोगों का चयन करने के प्रयास करने होंगे। साथ ही शिक्षकों की स्वायत्तता व उनके सम्मानपूर्वक स्थान को सुनिश्चित करने के प्रयास।
On the occasion of Teachers' Day, 5 teachers from the northeastern region of the country have been conferred with National Teachers Awards for developing innovative teaching techniques among students to accelerate their learning experience. Assam's Gautam Dev Sharma, Rahul Shankar Chatterjee from Meghalaya, Archana Gurung and Lomas the Dungal, both from Sikkim, and Sanjay Das from Tripura have been named as the recipients from the northeastern region for the coveted National Teachers Awards. President of India Ramnath Kovind today virtually presented the awards to the teachers. In Arunachal Pradesh, altogether 40 teachers have been honored with the State Teachers Award for 2020 at a Teachers' Day celebration function organized in the state capital today. Agriculture Minister Tage Taki presented a citation and a shawl each to the awardee teachers. As the entire nation celebrates Teachers' Day today, a 40-member high-level committee meeting on the new education policy 2020 was held at Assam Administrative Staff College in Guwahati on Saturday. Education Minister of Assam, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, was present in the inaugural session of the first high-level committee meeting of the 40-member committee under the supervision of the Principal Secretary of Education to implement the new education policy 2020 in Assam. He said that by January 2021, the blueprint of the implementation policy of the new education policy 2020 in regards to Assam will be presented by the committee. Dr. Sarma added that the committee will have 15 years implementing the policy as the milestone mission is by 2035.
বিশেষকৈ আমাৰ ৰাজ্যখনৰ এটা স্পষ্ট সম্পৰ্ক আমি দেখা পাইছিলোঁ। আমাৰ ৰাজ্যখনত বহু দিনৰ পৰা এটা অভিযোগ আছিল যে প্ৰাক প্ৰাথমিক পৰ্যায়ত ৰাজ্য চৰকাৰ বা ৰাজহুৱা শিক্ষা ব্যৱস্থাই কাম নকৰাৰ কাৰণে
BRICS countries have expressed a concern of the rise of violence and continuing conflicts in different parts of the world that have significant impact at both the regional and international levels. The foreign ministers of Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, together known as BRICS, in a virtual meeting concurred that irrespective of the historic background and distinctive nature, conflicts should be resolved by peaceful means and diplomatic engagement through political dialogue and negotiations in line with the principles and norms of international law, particularly the UN Charter. They referred to the UNSC Resolution 2532 demanding a general and immediate cessation of hostilities in all situations on its agenda, with the exception of military operations against terrorist groups. India called for boosting cooperation among the five-nation grouping BRICS in dealing with the threat of terrorism. Assam government has issued fresh guidelines for Unlock 4. The new guideline will remain in force till midnight of September 30th. As part of the new guideline, the night curfew and weekend lockdown have been lifted in the state, but certain activities will continue to be prohibited to prevent the spread of COVID-19. School, colleges and educational and coaching institutes will remain closed for regular classes activities till September 30th. However, online and distance learning activities will continue. Higher educational institutions have been allowed to operate only for research and unavoidable laboratory and experimental works. Public transport will be allowed to operate from September 7th with strict compliance of social distancing and other COVID protocols. Social, academic, sports, entertainment, cultural, religious, political functions will be allowed with gathering of maximum 100 persons at a time, with effect from September 21st, with mandatory wearing of face cover and maintenance of all other COVID protocols. In northeastern states, there is no let-up in COVID-19 positive situation. All states of the region have witnessed new COVID cases on Saturday. The number of corona-positive patients in Arunachal Pradesh rose to 4,775, among whom 3,280 people have recovered and 7 people have lost their lives. In Manipur, the number rose to 6,699, of whom 4,899 have recovered and 35 have fallen to the disease. In Meghalaya, the number rose to 2,734, of whom 1,468 have recovered. The COVID death toll in Meghalaya rose to 14. Mizoram counted a total of 1,046 corona-positive cases, among whom 683 have recovered. Nagaland counted a total number of 4,107 with 3,361 recoveries. The COVID death toll in Nagaland rose to 10. In Sikkim, the COVID-positive cases rose to 1,843 with 1,329 recoveries. The COVID death toll in Sikkim rose to 5. In Tripura, 14,507 people were found positive with 8,483 recoveries. The COVID death toll in Tripura rose to 136 with death of 7 more COVID patients on Friday. In Assam, Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma in a tweet said the total number of active COVID-19 patients in the state now stands at 28,159, whereas 92,717 patients have recovered so far. On Friday, 2,020 patients were discharged from COVID hospital and care centers. With that of 15 more COVID-19 patients on Friday, the death toll has gone up to 345 in the state. In the last 24 hours of 39,347 tested samples, 2,891 samples were tested positive. The positivity rate in the state has reached 7.34%. Union government today said that the country's recovery rate among the COVID-19 patients has reached to 77.23%. Around 70,000 COVID patients recovered during the last 24 hours. Health Ministry said the total number of recoveries has reached over 31 lakh. The constantly increasing recoveries ensure that the actual caseload of the country is reduced and currently comprises only 21.04% of the total positive cases. It said effective implementation of Centre's strategic and graded test, track, treat approach has led to higher recoveries and lower fatality. Currently, India's case fatality rate is at 1.73%, which is one of the lowest globally. In the last 24 hours, 86,432 new cases have been reported in the country. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 8,46,000. In the last 24 hours, 1,089 deaths have been reported, taking the toll to 69,561. The novel coronavirus has affected 2,68,16,887 people across the globe till date. The death toll rose to 8,79,369. 1,89,23,666 people have recovered till date. The total number of COVID-19 positive cases in USA rose to 63,89,413. Brazil followed next with a total of 40,91,801 COVID-19 cases, and Russia has 10,20,310 cases. Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) has issued a new advisory on COVID-19 testing strategy, allowing testing on demand for individuals. It has also advised the testing on demand for all individuals undertaking travel to countries or Indian states mandating a negative COVID-19 test at the point of entry. It said the state governments can simplify the modalities to facilitate testing on demand. The advisory on strategy for COVID-19 testing in India, version 6, said it may be modified as per discretion of state health authorities. The advisory has suggested that 100% of people living in containment zones should be tested by rapid antigen test, particularly in cities where there has been widespread transmission of the infection. Besides, it advised testing all symptomatic individuals with a history of international travel in the last 14 days. The World Health Organization said that widespread COVID vaccination is not expected until the middle of next year. None of the candidate vaccines in advanced clinical trials so far has demonstrated a clear signal to efficacy at the level of at least 50% sought by the World Health Organization. Spokesperson Margaret Harris said. Now, Russia granted regulatory approval to a COVID-19 vaccine in August after less than 2 months of human testing, prompting some Western experts to question its safety and efficacy. Vice Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University, Professor Saket Kushwaha, has said the university will start classroom teaching from October next. Kushwaha has clarified that there is no hike in the academic admission fees or in the examination fees as claimed by the students' union. However, according to reports, the students who were protesting against the university authorities are now ready for an amicable solution. Earlier yesterday, while addressing a press conference in Itanagar, the university vice chancellor said that the university is conducting examination this month. He said the university is planning to start classroom teaching from October.
लेकिन जो जिद आप कर रहे हैं उसमें जो हो सकता है वो मैं समय से ही करके दे दूंगा, जिसमें थोड़ा वक्त लगेगा, जिसमें नियम कानून है उसको मैं वैसे करूंगा। अभी इम्तिहान की आप बात कर रहे हैं तो मुझे लगता है कि इम्तिहान हम लोगों ने मॉक चलेगा, मुझे लगता है 5 तारीख तक चलेगा, जिसमें बच्चों को मॉक हम इसलिए कर रहे हैं कि बच्चों को सहूलियत हो जाए।
And to end the news, here are the headlines once again. Chinese troops attempt to unilaterally alter status quo on LSE in violation of bilateral agreements, says Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. President Covid gives away national awards to distinguished teachers. 5 from Northeast region conferred with the prestigious award. BRICS nations reaffirms its unwavering commitment to prevent and counter threat of terrorism. let up in COVID-19 situation across the country. Recovery rate improves to 77.23%. And Indian Council of Medical Research issues a new advisory on COVID-19 testing strategy, allowing testing on demand for individuals. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.